The universe is listening, okay? If this video found you in some way or other, it is because you're going through a period of time in your life where it just feels like things are constantly happening badly, one thing after another. Like you're just kind of waiting for that ultimate moment where it's gonna stop. You're waiting for one good thing to happen, okay? If this resonates with you, stick with me and let's have a chat. Hi guys, my name is Rain and I'm here to teach you how to take reign of your own life. So let's talk about it, okay? What could this thing possibly be that is affecting your life in such a negative way? Do you feel like you're constantly failing, right? Is it like something to do with school? Like, are you constantly failing a course? Is something just not sitting right? Okay? Are you applying to a multitude of jobs? And it doesn't matter how many jobs you've applied for, it doesn't matter how much work you put into making an amazing cover letter. Doesn't matter how much you tweak your resume, it just seems like they keep rejecting you. Does it feel like perhaps your relationships, in regards to maybe romantic ones, every time you pour your entire cup and your entire energy into a specific person, they just end up falling through? Okay? I know how frustrating that can be. And I know you're sitting here thinking of a particular situation in your mind right now that just won't seem to shift and won't seem to change. Okay? I want you to look at it this way. From any point forward in your life that you're stuck in this situation, whether it's right now or whether it's thinking ahead for the future, I I dare you, I literally dare you to never think about it in a limiting way ever again. I want you to treat it like it's an advantage. Okay? Because what do we learn about ourselves when we're stuck? What do we learn about ourselves in times of adversity? Our true character. If we look at someone who's had an easy life, and I mean easy, right? Just an example here. Born into wealth, born with loving parents, born with siblings that love them, okay? Easy education. And this is just like unrealistic as, because even those people that are privileged in life struggle too, okay? But let's take an example of someone who is just perfection in a human. And we covered that in my perfection video. Perfection is a concept. There's just no way of a human form like me and you, of ever being perfect, right? Hypothetical. We look at that person and we almost take like a halo effect on them because like, how is their life so easy? Do you know what those people lack? You know, the people that you look at maybe online or in person that are portraying themselves as having such a lavish and perfect life, and they're gorgeous and they're beautiful and they're rich and they're pretty and they have the perfect partner and they have the perfect dog. Do you know what, they do not have? Discernment. Do you know what they don't have? A passion, most likely. If a person has everything, what is there to strive for? What is there to uncover about yourself? These people, as unfair as it may seem when you compare yourself to someone that seems to have it all, you're at the advantage. You are at the advantage because you have been born with things that you lack. And until you stop looking at the things that you lack as a weakness, you are going to be stuck in the same cycle that you're in now, okay? The reason that these things keep happening to you back to back to back is not to teach you a lesson, okay? It's not to teach you that you're a bad person and you deserve whatever's happening to you. No, okay? You deserve better. And when we deserve better, we get pushed these certain, events in our life to teach us that even more and to push that rhetoric even more. But the difference between most people is they will not realize that. They will think, holy crap, this is happening to me. It's happening to me. Why are these constant events that happen keep attacking me? No, they're not happening to you. They are happening for you. I'm not here to discredit any of your struggles. I am someone that is currently struggling so much right now, but I'm not here to throw out my sob story right now. I'm just here to freaking empathize. I did not want to record this video. I overall just did not want to go through today. Like, I just did not. Like, everything that is on in my life right now is enough to lead a person to want to sit in their bed all day. Okay? But you're not going to do that. Okay? Because you know what this is? And if you're watching this video, if you're resonating with the energy that I'm putting out, we are going to be on the same wavelength here. You're going through a tough time. It feels like a massive pit that you have fallen into. It's dark, you can't freaking see. Everything that you bump into feels like a dead end. It feels like a wall that you hit every time that there is just no way of moving past. But do you know what I'm going to tell you? Because I'm going through the exact same struggle of things constantly going wrong. I have this itch in the back of my head. No, it's not literal, it's metaphorical. Okay, I was talking to my friend not too long ago and I brought up the same thing to her. We're going through the same thing, same struggles. I'm telling her I have this itch in my head that this is pushing us to do more with our lives. If you are evidently and extremely struggling through something, why do you think that is? It's to push you further into figuring out who you are and what you want out of life. Again, going back to the example of that picture perfect person, if you already had it figured out, if you already had everything, do you not think you'd be miserable by now? I know how it sounds, trust me. I know that there are people struggling financially that would kill, and I mean kill, to have millions of dollars, but really think about it that way. When people have what so many people, desire for, strive after, I promise you, they are miserable because they don't have anything to work towards. So essentially, I just want you to look at this time of disadvantage as a blessing. Because what I do know about this life is that pain is not forever. Pain is temporary, okay? But pain is necessary. And what do I have to say about pain is that it demands to be felt. If you dismiss the feelings that you are having now and you don't get to the root of them and understand why they are making you feel the way they are, you are never, and I mean never, going to get out of this cycle. And the goal here is, yes, we want to get out of this cycle. We don't want to feel like we're in a state of lack. We don't want to feel like we're in a state of heartbreak. Of course we don't. But you can't have a rainbow without freaking rain. And what happens when it rains? It pours. Right? I don't want you to gaslight yourself into, envisioning this amazing life that is ahead of you. Because guess what? It already is. That version of you already exists. You don't have to, try and essentially lie to yourself about how you're feeling now. Own that. Own where you are now. This was something huge that I learned when I came back to therapy because I was in a huge state of depression. I felt trapped in many ways, right? And what I learned is that you cannot fantasize about the person you used to be. That is the worst possible thing you can do. You cannot fantasize about the things you used to have. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because technically we tend to associate the past, and I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, but before our life kind of turned upside down, we always like to look back on when life was good. I'm telling you, this is the worst thing you can do for yourself, because you cannot return to a time in the past. We do not have the facilities, literally, to go back in time and exist in that time. We can only keep that memory alive in our heads. So that said, if it's a memory that is causing you to feel discontentment within yourself, if it's something that you're constantly dwelling on, please let it go. You're letting this memory live in a way that is not impacting the current you in a positive way. Okay? Let that go. Right? I know how tough it is for you right now, and I know that hearing this probably feels like a little bit like a joke. Trust me, I know. But I'm making this for you because I wish there was someone that could sit with me in the way I'm sitting with you and trying to reason through everything. Okay? That's exactly why I do what I do, because I know that someone out here will appreciate this. And just know I'm very thankful for you, and I'm not going to stop making these videos regardless of how hard my situation is. I'm not going to stop. Okay? I recognize how I feel, and you recognize how you feel. Do not ever let that be a deterrent to your dreams. Do not ever let that be a deterrent to your goals. Let it be an excuse to sit with yourself. Okay? I always talk about this in my videos. Your feelings are coming up for a reason. You have to trust your feelings. Don't ignore them, because all that's going to do is your problem is going to fester up. It's going to snowball into a huge problem, and before you know it, it's going to erupt, essentially. Don't ignore your feelings. I know that there is a specific feeling that you're feeling physically right now. It could be tension in your neck. It could be pain in your jaw, pain in your teeth. It could be a pain in your chest even, your stomach. Feelings are internal, but they have a physical place in our body. Can you identify that right now? Where is it sitting? Okay? And what kind of feeling is it? Are you feeling anxious about something that maybe you did recently? Are you feeling disappointed in yourself? Okay? The reason I'm bringing this up is because we as humans are so quick to jump to conclusions, right? If we fail something, right, be it a test or an application of something, we don't get into a school. If we fail that thing, most of us are so unlikely to just kind of, go step by step with that very feeling. Like, we're not going to sit there, usually we're not going to sit there and be like, okay, I've just failed this test. I feel awful. This was not the outcome I had planned. Like, we are so unlikely to do something like that instinctually. The very first thing we're going to get hit with is, this sucks. That's pretty much what we're going to go through as humans that have instincts, right? It's hard when we're going through something emotionally intense to just rationalize it, and that's okay, but at the same time, you've got to know when it's hitting you in order to benefit from this experience, right? You've got to know when it's hitting you. And this is why I'm bringing up the reference point of where it's sitting in your body. Mental health is so discarded because it's internal. If someone scrapes their knee, people notice it, they see it, they're like, oh my God, what happened to you? But because, mental issues occur on the inside, they're very hard for people to understand. But today we're not talking about other people trying to understand us. That's out of their control. We can't control how people perceive us, but we can control as much as possible, our emotions. Okay? Emotions do kind of come out of control. I get that. But you can pretty much mitigate to an extent how bad it gets. Okay? So let's go back to this situation and scenario about failing something, right? So you failed something, you're looking at this the email or like the piece of paper that just came through in the mail and you're seeing rejected, you're seeing failed. You are like, oh my god. And you didn't do you know what's happening right now? You're replaying that memory in your head over and over and over and over again. You're not going step by step. Okay, this is how I feel now. This is what happened. What is this teaching me? Why did this trigger me? This is what I'm going to do next. You're sitting there and you're like, holy crap, I failed. Do you know what happens after that? And we don't go through the process? We start to take on that very thing that we're feeling. You know? Instead of like, I failed and this feels miserable, we're going to think we're a failure. Period. And, you know, I'm not blaming any of you for the crap that goes on in your life. Like, I'm not blaming any of you. But, you know, when we're in that mindset of feeling like a failure, we, without realizing it, are just going to keep bringing in that same vibration of things. Imagine why successful people are successful. Many of them did not start out with a lot of money. Many of them did not start out with a fresh slate and like, you know, this accessibility to be able to believe in themselves. You know, a lot of us are raised with parents that never believed in themselves because their parents did not believe in them. And you know what it is? It's a familial cycle. So when we're going through these times of struggle, whether it's literally anything in the world you can think of, grief, heartbreak, you know, moving house, illness, all of these things, we're literally living through and experiencing because of, you know, familial cycles and how they've dealt with things in the past. Just because it's been repeated millions and trillions and billions of times doesn't necessarily always mean it's the correct way to go about things. So again, that's why I'm saying, go back to your feelings. Why do you feel a specific way about something? Why do you feel anxious for the future? Why do you feel like you're a failure? Why do you feel like these things are constantly attacking you? Because I promise you, it feels that way, but it is not. Everything that we have gone through thus far, every day that we live on this planet, we are being tested for something. And whether this is a test that has a freaking pass rate or not at the end of it is irrelevant. We are here and we are living in right now. So who are you right now? What are these situations teaching you about yourself? Because again, I'm going back to who we are in times of adversity. Even thinking about superhero movies like Superman. Each one of these movies has, you know, a problem and the superhero has to solve it. And a lot of respect that is gained because of that superhero fixing that problem is pretty much how they deal with it, right? If a superhero had a problem occur in their life and they just sat there and felt trapped and like just continue not to move forward because that's what everyone else has done, do you think this would be a movie that, you know, parents would want to show their kids? Likely not. But do you know how many of us are raised in a way that parents don't believe in themselves? Therefore, parents don't believe in their kids. Therefore, kids don't believe in themselves. And then, Lord forbid, these kids grow up and they have their own kids. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why this crap keeps happening to you. Because not even thinking about, like, kids, if you want to have them or not. It's for you. It's happening for you. Okay? For good and for bad, everything has value in this world. Okay? We are all connected some way or another. I don't care if you're thinking about a person that you love. I don't care if you're thinking about a person you hate. We are all connected and we are all mirroring each other. Okay? Look deep within yourself. I promise you, you will find so many answers. I am just a messenger. I'm not God. I don't have all the wisdom there is in the world. I'm just simply channeling messages right now. And that is what I feel like you have to hear. Okay? Let's circle back. This time of adversity is for you to have your literal superhero moment in your life. It's essentially just about figuring out the ways around this problem, knowing it's not going to last forever, knowing that you do deserve a happy ending and you are entitled to a happy ending with this particular situation. Like, it is your birthright to be happy, and you deserve to live the most fulfilling life and not feel trapped in whatever it is you're going through. Again, I know it sucks. Honor your feelings, but know that this is not forever. And you will find a way out, because guess what? If nobody believes in you, at least I believe in you. And you should believe in you. Okay? Your mind can be your best friend or your enemy. So look at your thoughts, and please, if you take one thing away from this video, be your own best friend. Don't tell yourself nasty things. And furthermore, don't believe them. Okay, there's already so much negativity in the world. Just let yourself be your best friend through this tough time. Okay? And remember, take reign of your own life.